Second morning at the cabin. Certainly too nice of a day to be out working. These guys are serious now. They got to feed their young. Got two young ones flying around here. They might show up here. Such a beautiful windless day. I thought I might get to work, but I'm not going to, for a while anyway. Well, I did. I took a walk up the trail looking for birds and did see a yellow rump warbler, but that's all. It tells me that the birds really haven't arrived here yet. Saw that big chunk of birch bark laying there, and I broke it off and shook it, dumped all the punky wood at the inside, so I got just a tube there. Been starting a fire in the morning just quick, just to take the chill off the cabin. I think a couple days coming up, it's going to cool down a little bit. Kind of a rainy weekend over the Memorial Day weekend coming up, so well, we have a little fire going just to keep it nice. But picked up some pancakes this morning. Canada Jays have already eaten at least two. I notice I'm in good shape here. Southern Command noticed that my Sasquatch had chipped my cup when they were stopping for a cup of coffee one day. Never let Sasquatch drink out of your good china, that's all I can say. Anyway, I got a brand new See's Candy cup here, no chips in the rim. Come on, I'll quit talking. Make it easy for them. Before I went for that walk, I did get out a cherry pie and one of Bonnie's little chocolate coconut cookies to have when I get back. Come on. Right here. Another thing I did this morning is, this is my new communication device with Bonnie back in the home front. Garmin InReach device that we can text back and forth through the satellites. I send her a preset message every night saying I'm back at the cabin and all is good. Well, I clicked it on this morning just to see if there's any messages. Why, she had quite a night last night. She ended up in the basement because, I don't know if it was before or after she went in the basement, but they had a tornado reported right over our intersection, right where our house is. She said she was fine, and apparently she never saw anything because she was in the basement, but she got a lot of phone calls just after that, people checking on her well-being. Okay. So, a little bit simpler. We don't yak back and forth, but at least this way I can send a message back and forth. Well, I've been looking all over for the calypsos, and I found this one fairly old looking one, so I assume that the calypsos came in maybe even a little bit ahead of normal. And when I first got here last week, I I saw two down here, and I didn't know if I was seeing the last or the first. Well, I must have been seeing the last of them, because usually I would have spotted 70 or 80 by the time this little walk I did down here in the cedars. So hopefully that means that the other orchids are a little ahead of schedule too, and maybe we'll have them in bloom in the next few days. This plant's about 4 inches high, but it looks like we might be looking down on top of a big forest. Well, another answer to that age-old question. Where does a bear? This is the water just moving, just kind of along the surface of this ground down here. This old lane here is a little bit lower so you can see it, but it pretty much just comes in one side, flows over and down, and it just disappears, heading south. Underneath the moss layers you can't see. Even on the topographical map it shows this stream starting where my spring is and then coming down here and just ending. Another of my little cabin trail hideaways. And yet another morning passes at the cabin with nothing being accomplished. Yeah, isn't that great? Oh, see the propane tank when I got up this morning to put my coffee on. Oh, I had to change out the propane tank. It had ran dry. And then I went out to get one, and I was getting that cherry pie out of the freezer, and I keep checking that one out there because I knew it was low, and here it ran out last night too, so it was a 2-tank change out this morning. But they usually go 3 weeks to a month, each one of these, on the stove or the freezer out there. I was expecting it, that's why I keep watching that one out there, because I don't want it to be out too long before I know it, but it still had the temperature maintained in there. Of course, with it being almost freezing this morning, that didn't take too much cooling effect to do that for it. So yeah, I wonder what the afternoon will bring. Not a whole lot getting done this afternoon either. That's a good thing. I will stir and go in and heat up some of my leftover chicken and dressing from the other night. That'll be my lunch. Then I may saunter out to my wood project and put in an hour. Yeah. Or not. I ruin a good day. In the past, when I've gone to thaw out my leftover chicken and dressing and such, put it into a big cast iron fry pan and put some water in and let it steam. Well, I finally, I think, found this at a second-hand store, regular steamer thing, so I'm going to give that a try. I think I'm sure be cleaning and scraping off the bottom of that cast iron pan when I get a little hard. Yeah, I think that's going to work out really well. I just need David, Jim, or Kevin to show up and help me finish it. I'm going to work on my root beer mix. When I made it the other day, it was a little strong when I used this mug full. So I used my other big measuring bowl and I put 1 1/3 of that mug in there. Now I've got an ample supply of ice out of the freezer. See how this batch works out. Use my upside down spoon from dinner just now. That's amazingly good. I don't think those are the biting kind, but I know what my future is here in the coming days. Since we know what the future holds, let's go down and sit by that moving water in the bog for a minute here as we close out this video.